Hey, you know what? Let's talk about Bidenomics. Let's talk about what's going on in the economy, what Biden has done for the economy, the things he's lied about, and then what are the ramifications of what he has done for the economy. All right. So I got a story out of Zero Hedge. I thought this was very interesting. And oh, by the way, this is the Economic Ninja, and I hope you are having a great day. So grab yourself a bubbly water, a cup of coffee, or whatever you want to drink, and let's sit in and talk about the El Presidente in Chief. This story is out of Zero Hedge. It's entitled Proof That Bidenomics Has Been a Catastrophic Failure. Oh, this is awesome. It's too easy. All right, Joe Biden just can't keep fibbing. On Labor Day, he traveled to Philadelphia, where he delivered a speech touting the success of Bidenomics. Who does he think he's fooling? The American people aren't buying that nonsense. Are you buying the nonsense? I mean, honestly, I would really highly doubt that one person watching this channel for a second would think that Bidenomics has worked out great. Type 1 if you think Bidenomics is an utter failure. Type 2 if you think it's great. It's good. Like, score. They know that prices are way out of control at the grocery store. As a matter of fact, I was really excited for a second. I thought that ribeye steaks were on sale for $5.99 a pound. And so I was all excited after I did this video. I was going to race down to the grocery store and get some ribeyes and throw them on the grill. And I found out that sale doesn't start till tomorrow. But what's funny is that $5.99 a pound is a sale right now here in California. But I remember when that same sale, the flash sale where they make nothing, the loss leader, that was like $1.99 a pound. And that was just a mere 4 years ago. It's just absolutely insane how much food has gone up. And beef is one of those that have gone up quite considerably. It says here, the truth is that Joe Biden's name in the White House has been an economic nightmare. And it appears that conditions are likely to get even worse as he is scheduled to leave. I can't believe this guy even thinks he may run again. Holy cow. According to the Wall Street Journal poll that was just released, 59% of U.S. voters do not approve of how Biden is handling the economy. Man, I would not even want to meet the other 41%. I swear that's got to be a lie. It's got to be. Do you think that that's even true? Do you honestly think that 59%? It's just that's who isn't disapproving? I would say 90% of the country, because 10% are just cuckoo. I would not want to meet the ones that think that Joe Biden's doing a good. That would be an awkward conversation between the ninja and someone that likes Joe Biden that's really into him. But it says here, the Wall Street Journal poll conducted from August 24th to August 30th, hold it together, ninja, talking about the president, found that 59% of voters disapprove of Biden's handling of the economy. Nearly 3 in 4 voters say that inflation is heading in the wrong direction. All right, who the crap is the one person out of 4 that thinks that inflation's going in the right direction? Are they downtown Newport Beach, like talking to college kids? Like 3 out of 4 people. Yeah, inflation's not going the right direction. Yeah, inflation's not going the right direction. Oh, inflation? No, that's not going the right direction. Oh yeah, I love it when inflation's this is awesome. Like I would actually like to meet that one person, just because then I could say I've seen it all. A complete tool, which is similar to the president. Voters overwhelmingly think Biden, who is 80 years old, is too old to run for re-election, and only 39% of voters had a favorable view of the president. I wrote about rapidly rising food prices yesterday, and if you have been to the grocery store lately, you know how painful they have become. Type 5, inflation is insane in the grocery store. I know you don't have to type it, but it just probably makes you and me feel better, because it's like, you're just like, do you like being lied to? I mean, if you like being lied to, get onto CNBC and watch a show of Jim Cramer, because he's going to tell you how inflation's coming down. The Federal Reserve's doing a good job. You know, he's a great clown. Let me know what you think of Jim Cramer down below too while we're at it. And it's just like every day we're being lied to, a barrage of lies. They figure if they can tell us enough, then we're going to just believe the lies. But we don't. And this group, Ninja Nation, is getting stronger and more powerful. Every day I run into people, or I see in the comment section people that are like, I had no idea this stuff was going on until I watch one of these videos and I'm starting to wake up. We're red pilling people like crazy. This is quite exciting, but this is what voters think. This is scary stuff going into the next election. Senate Republican leadership released a report in July showing inflation had soared by 16.6% since Biden took office. Grocery prices have increased by 20%, which I don't believe at all. I think it's way worse than that. The report said, citing Bureau of Labor Statistics data, while energy prices have increased 38%. Again, going back to my thesis, you are going to see a hyperinflation, a bout of hyperinflation, a bout of it, not a long lasting, but it's going to be enough to scare the piss out of somebody. Somebody wants me to have decaf. It's crazy. My whole life, a little tidbit of the ninja, people would come up to my wife and say, man, how much has he had to drink? She looks at him and goes, he hasn't had a single thing. This is how I act normally. But sometimes I guess you got to drink just to deal with this kind of crap in there. It's like, do you like being lied to? Do you? Of course, those numbers only tell part of the story. And that is very true. We're going to have a bout of hyperinflation. It's going to be based on energy and on food. And then it's going to scare a lot of people out of the market. We're going to see revaluations in all kinds of different assets, primarily commodities, because of that hyperinflation. And then what's really cool, it's going to reset the psyche of the American people into what real money is. So that, sorry, it's another video, but I digress. The cost of, oh, it says here, of course, that's only telling part of the story. If inflation was calculated the way it was back in 1980, it would be into the double-digit territory. The cost of living has soared, and our standard of living has steadily been going down. As a result, over 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and at this point, debt levels are rising to unprecedented levels. Because consumers have so little disposable income these days, retailers all over the nation are experiencing difficulty. Now, while this is going on, remember, Biden, his thing is to forgive certain people's student debt, not the ones that have been paying the longest, right? So he could say, hey, I've forgiven student debt. Well, you didn't really alleviate everything. You've alleviated certain amounts. As a matter of fact, I know somebody that just had over $250,000 in student debt wiped away, gone bye-bye. It's absolutely crazy. That amount of student debt got that person to be able to run a major corporation because of their pedigree, let's say, right? And now they don't have to pay it on the backs of the taxpayers. Pretty wild, huh? And that person makes well over that per year. But that's where we're at. That is where we are at. It's just like when the jab came out. I gotta say this. Thanks, Crypto Canvas. I have no idea when the next crypto bull is, to be honest with you. I'm more concerned of a stock market correction than a crypto bull right now, which I think will hurt crypto. Now, you know, they manufactured those shots and then they marketed them to people that were weak in the pocketbook and weak-minded because they said, hey, you got to take this. And it was like a big con. It was a big bluff. And then the ones to get more people on, hey, we'll give you a hot dog. Hey, we'll give you $100. We'll give you $1,000. There was a lot of people that were coerced into this. And it's pretty scary, especially when you watch, like, what was it, Ice Cube the other day comes out and goes, yeah, I turned down a $9 million movie deal because I wouldn't take it. And people are like interviewing me like, how could you do that? How could you do that? He's like, my health's worth way more. So we're seeing the poor and lower middle class being objectified to these policies, and it's like a dangling carrot, which is really scary because that dangling carrot is a path to voting a specific way, and I think it's very dangerous. It says here, because consumers have so little disposable income these days, retailers all over the nation are experiencing difficulty. In fact, UBS is projecting that 50,000 stores could close in the United States by the end of 2027. You remember I've been telling you that massive layoffs are coming. They're starting this fall and they're going to go into 2024. Just get ready. I think that UBS's numbers are going to be correct, but it's going to happen a lot faster than the year 2027. Analysis at investment bank UBS are forecasting that some 50,000 US stores are likely to close by the end of 2027 because of expected cutbacks in consumer spending, tighter credit, and continued shift to e-commerce. Store closings could accelerate to 70,000 or 90,000 if retail sales turn out to be weaker than expecting, according to UBS. How many of you have watched what's going on downtown San Francisco with all the stores leaving? Why? Because the city's corrupt, the state's corrupt. They are getting bombarded with homeless people, having people crap in front of their stores or even in their stores. There are horror stories of mobs looting and robbing because the police will not do anything because they know they're not going to prosecute. It's getting ugly. So you can have the consumer turned down, and you could also have companies, close stores because of that, but also close companies, their stores, their branches, whatever it is, because they can't deal with the laws of these liberal states or liberal cities. They are actually killing themselves by doing it. The housing market has also been going haywire. According to Fortune, the month of August will become the worst month of housing affordability this century. And remember, very, very little of that total figure of how much it costs for housing is the price of the house. It's the total encompassing of all of the costs that are associated with owning a home or renting a home. All right. Inflation has hit every single sector of your pocketbook. On Monday, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate reached 7.48. Remember, the ninja said 8% by January. Keep holding me to that, okay? I like making calls because I've only been wrong on one so far. So, marking the highest level since the year 2000. Even prior to the recent surge in mortgage rates, housing affordability, as monitored by the Atlanta Fed, has already deteriorated beyond the levels seen at the last housing bubble's peak in 2006. This is why I put out the course early so that you could be ready for this, how to spot this bubble, how to spot it popping, and then get prepared and when to pull the trigger on your next home or your next rental and how you're going to buy it and how you're going to walk in like a rock star on the next one. And you're not buying one or two, you're going to be buying 10 because this is going to be an epic, epic opportunity and people need to understand how to do this. Prices, and it says here, thanks Joe Biden, home prices are going to have to come down, and in some areas they've already fallen quite a bit. That's true. Most people don't want to acknowledge this. Here we go. Homeowners are sitting on negative equity time bomb after losing $108.4 billion on their property values this year, experts say. The average borrower saw their home equity plummet by $5,400 in the first quarter of 2023 alone, compared with last year. With households in Washington, California, and Utah the worst affected. And that makes sense because those were some of the biggest bubbles in the country. Do you remember the housing crash of 2008 and 2009? It's a question. Type yes if you remember it. Type yes if you were part of the housing crisis, the bubble bursting in 2008 and 2009. Type no if you weren't there. I'm just curious how many people we've got that were in the middle of it, that either lost their home or owned homes during that time. It says, well, now the next housing crash is here and it isn't going to be fun. For a while, Joe Biden and his minions could at least boast about the employment market. But now companies, large companies, all over America are laying off workers. And it's being reported that a staggering 1.2 million native-born Americans lost their jobs during the months of July and August. And you know who got jobs? People that weren't native-born to America. So while you are working and losing your job or you're underemployed, you're not paid enough, you don't have enough hours to make it, and you're paying taxes, just so you know, people that are coming in are people that necessarily aren't citizens, or if they are, they just became citizens and they're not paying in like you did. I'm telling you, this is staggering. It's very important that you realize this because once the public realizes this, you're going to see pitchforks. But hey, they need more voters. So that's really what the politicians are doing. The numbers that I've shared with you are nothing to brag about, but Joe Biden keeps trying to pull all the wool over our eyes of the American people anyway. Unfortunately for Biden, it has become quite clear that most Americans have lost faith in him. Remember the video I did the other day, his biographer said that his greatest fear is people thinking he's stupid. Yeah, Joe, yeah, you're a little late to that one. We knew that a long time ago. As a matter of fact, I think the only people that are dumber are the people that voted for you. I'm just going to be honest with you. Type 11 if you agree with me. Type 12 if you think I'm a nutball. It's cool. I get it. We still be friends. For Biden, one of his biggest challenges is age. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's cognitive disconnect. I don't know if that's the right word or what you do with children, how you touch them, smell them, and I don't even know what's going on in the dark. Like, I think that's your biggest problem. But okay, you want to talk about age. The Wall Street Journal poll found that about 73% of voters think that Biden is too old to run for president, while only 47% think that Trump is too old. Ironically, I think the 47% are the liberals. Type 13 if you agree with me. Only the liberals think that Trump's too old. It says 36% of voters think that Biden is mentally up for the job, while only 46% think that Trump is mentally capable of being president. Hey, type 14 if you think that, no, type 45 if you think that Trump is mentally fit to be president of the United States. Just type 45. I'm just curious. How many people think that Trump could do a good job? And he could definitely do better than what we got going on right now. Hey, look, a bunch of 45s. It's weird. Um, it is obvious that Biden is in a very advanced state of decline, you think? And this is happening during one of the most crucial periods in history, in our history. I mean, the economy's going to crap in a handbasket. We've got countries all around the world. Man, there's 45s popping up everywhere. It's weird. It's weird. This is crazy. Inflation's going to crap. The economy's going to crap in a handbasket. Countries are trying to destroy us economically right now, that wanted to destroy our dollar. And we got a guy that's literally asleep at the wheel. And he's spending more time on vacation than anything because everyone's afraid. His handlers are afraid of him to actually say something out loud because he's probably going to give up some kind of secret or say something really dumb. Point being is this: we are in a moment in history where anything can happen. And the fear index, that's another thing that blows me away. On the stock market, it's low right now. It shouldn't be. But you know what's funny? The fear index wasn't that crazy before everything went down with Lehman Brothers too. So I think we need to get ready for what's coming. So don't get into debt. Let's get out of debt. Let's sit back. Let's enjoy this. Get your popcorn. It's not a bunker mentality. It's prepare now, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. But we know the best isn't coming right now. And so let's take advantage of this. Let's go make a lot of money. That's what I want to see you guys do. I just want to meet people all over the country and the world say, oh my gosh, I saved up, I got ready for this, and it's like the greatest party in the world. I'm cleaning house. That's what I want to see you do, is absolutely crush it. I want you to dominate this next market crash, whether it be investing in stocks, real estate, bonds. There's going to be a big bond bubble after this thing crashes and rates start going down. Think about the value of bonds when you buy them at the peak. It's going to be exciting. All right, I hope you got something out of this. The Economic Ninja. Oh yeah, in my time frame, so, you're going to see all this crazy crap starting the last week of September, first week of October. The Economic Ninja is out.